Yes, so today we will have some tea again. Thank you for those who came for the first time. I will tell few words about what we will see today here. So actually, my name is Sergey. I'm the founder of Moychay International, and yeah, we'll try some tea today. Please take your cup. Yeah, the tea will come to you in this magic vessel. It calls Gundao. So you will receive the tea. You can take it for you a little and give to your neighbor. And then you see the empty one. I really recommend you to smell the aroma from the empty Gundao and send it back. Yeah, so those who have it empty is lucky guys, because aroma from Gundao all the time is better than that from teapot, for example. So we will try variety of teas, some of my personal collection, some of from our assortment. Of course, it's not a lecture, so easy to ask any question about tea, what you like to know something, and just feel free to ask. I'm here for this because I can speak about, I can talk about tea like eternally, and it's really like you know, my biggest passion in life. I spent almost half of my life in this, and yeah, so I'm really here to share something, but maybe even answering the questions sometimes even better than to figuring out what I want to say more about tea, because I can I can say maybe too much sometimes. Yeah, so we will start. I just found my biggest teapot. Yeah, it's my jade teapot from Taiwan, one of my favorite actually, and we will use it for any tea because it's stone, and you cannot care too much about which type of tea you drink, because regularly if you use the same teapots, it's better to use different teapots for different type of teas. So what we will do now, yeah, I will just start. I will try today. I have a good trick. I will record the name of teas because some people asking, and the day before yesterday I was in Berlin, also held some session there, and yeah, and the guys had a genius idea, just to write down the types what you drink. So yeah, we will start now. Yeah, so very first tea, I do believe, let it be some present from my friends in Berlin, and later maybe also bring this tea. It's Gaba green from Japan, because it's not from our assortment, it's from my friends. They also do tea business, but they recommend me pretty good Japanese green Gaba tea, which I also didn't try it yet before, but when I just enjoyed it, I believe it's good. And we tried it once. It was really nice tea, so I want also to share it with you. And actually on sessions like today, I all the time try to share something special. It's not only the tea what we have in assortment, but also some my personal selection or collection on some old teas which you already don't have, because I just store it for years, and after that when I found a big pile like of 2 tons of teas, I just understood that maybe it's a good idea to share it on such events. This is how it happened. Sadly, I don't have a Steve, so this is why. Yeah, strainer. Yeah, I just but you can take. Okay, but for this tea it's okay, because actually most of Japanese teas, Sencha for example, Gyakura, it's have a lot of small fraction, because it's steamed tea, not roasted tea, and it's really fragile. This is why there's a lot of small fraction in it, and it's actually okay. Actually, the Gaba tea history began in Japan, so this is, I do believe, that one of the first technologies of making Gaba tea. So it's to, how to say, to level up the amount of Gaba in tea leaves, and after that this technology moved to Taiwan. And now if we talk about Gaba, The biggest amount of GABA production is in Thailand. Yeah, thank you. I want to make kind of, maybe not a record, but I want to drink a lot of different types today, so we will not like brew each type for many times, maybe like 4 steeps, no more, thank you. And after that we will just switch to next tea, so I will just write Japanese GABA. Really have a little bit of this acidy note, how I call it, and especially for this, the next tea will be also it will be from our collection called Gaba Dali Foxiang Shaiqing Cha, which actually have very similar note and taste. This is why I especially selected, and I want you just to compare. I will brew it next after this, because this is tea from Hunan Province, from China, but the technology is similar to this green tea. The guy who offered me this tea, he said that it's very calming. So it's for his personal experience. I didn't find it calming because yesterday I just drink it in the morning and drive all day long and don't feel any calm. But he said that for him, for his personal experience, it was very like relaxing tea. But you will know if you're relaxing today. Sorry. After all the rest teas. So maybe I switch to next because it's anyone wants more. We still have. So okay, I will just brew the next one. This is just again named. This is Gaba Dali Foxiang Shaiqing Cha. Very long name, but actually Dali it's a name of the county in Hunan Province in China. Foxiang is a cultivar, name of actually tea tree from Fujian Province, but they grow it in Yunnan, so it's experimental cultivar. Shaiqing means in Chinese when you dry something under the shade of sun, under the shade, so it's like drying in a shade. And also Shaiqing actually, but Shaiqing it's then you make like a roasting, very fast roasting, and after that you make this Shaiqing. It's about Sheng Puer tea technology, and Cha actually it's a tea, so this is a name. Yeah, but and also it's GABA. So
for those who might not know, could you explain what GABA is?
GABA is it's a kind of actually it's an acid which is very, how to say, valued for its health benefits, especially for mental health and some concentration effect, and also relaxation effect, harmonizing effect actually. And in tea is a possibility, if you make a kind of anaerobic fermentation of tea, you can receive high amount of GABA in tea leaves. And this natural GABA is way more effective than, for example, GABA in pills, because it's like natural consumption. It's easy, body easily takes it. How to say? Yeah. So the GABA actually in tea, some people feel like more happy mood. How to say, like more uplifting mood after GABA. Some people feel like harmonization, but from my personal experience in combining the other components of tea, like caffeine and others, you receive a kind of balanced state, and it's really differs from regular state of usual tea what you drink, like black tea or green tea or oolong, whatever. And regularly, mostly GABA can be found per production of GABA in Taiwan. But now, for example, we have our own tea factory in Thailand. We do GABA tea in Thailand. Also some Vietnamese production present, and even in Georgia, and we also have it. So, yeah, now it's just, it only belongs to technology mostly. And more and more varieties of GABA tea also be present. From very beginning it was green tea, like what we tried with the first one, and after that more and more GABA oolong teas. We have a great collection GABA oolongs from Taiwan, and also Now we can find like some experimental gabas like this one. It's actually Sheng Puer, raw puer tea from Yunnan, but it's also gaba. It's a little bit fermented in vacuum, so this is why.
Yeah, this tastes similar to Sheng a bit.
Yeah, of course, but you can compare, if you still remember the taste of the last green Gaba tea, you find a little bit similarity in it. It's really like, for my personal feeling, I really feel it this. This one is really like experimental tea, and I only know one factory who do this one. It's located in Yunlin County, Hunan Province. Actually near Dali, which is why Gaba Dali, the name. I remember one story about Gaba when I didn't drink it for a couple of months, and we travel across Taiwan, and we just finally get into Nantou County. There is a lot of Gaba production, and I was with my employees and my video guy, and we just was 5 people, around 5 people, and we all get drunk after like few cups of Gaba, because for a long time we didn't drink it, and I feel very big difference from all the rest teas we drank for during this month, because it's have a different mood. For you now, maybe you feel it a little bit later, but because we drink a lot of teas, you'll feel this mixing feeling, so it's difficult to, how to say, to divorce these. But yeah, actually when you drink Gaba Oolong tea, you all the time feel something special. It's not like other teas. But it's also very personal, like some people don't like Gaba for, not only for effect, but for the taste, or yeah, it depends. So one more. I brew tea pretty strong. It's my bad habit, but I hope if it's very strong for you, yeah, thank you. I can just share with you hot water. You can make it lighter a little. But from step to step, you see how deeply open up the taste. This is why actually I all the time use only Gunfu style for brewing. Doesn't matter if I'm on the way, I just have my bag with teaware. Doesn't matter where I go, I have it all the time with me, and I only did drink tea like that, not because it's just I want to build kind of safe space for myself, because when you have all your small toys, how to say, yeah, but also because actually tastes which we can open up with this kind of brewing it's way different from anything else. So the next tea will be a tea from Georgia. It's from our old plantation, and it was made in middle of June, so it's also very fresh still. And we have some of those in our assortment, but this one is different because we do very small bunches of this tea, so it's not the same what we have in assortment, but we also have Georgian wild, 2 different types of it. And this is like a third one, because we only made it like 4 kilo. We don't put it in assortment. But yeah, later hope we will have few more.
Why the location Georgia?
Georgian because it's made in Georgia, but not USA Georgia, but Georgia as a country, ex-Soviet Union, small country in Caucasus. Because I'm Georgian, so yeah, this is why we have it there. Yeah. Yeah, actually Georgia was a very big tea production during Soviet time. It began in Russian Empire, actually, in the end of 19th century, but the amount was not very big. It was mostly like experiment. But in the Soviet era, it began to be like huge amount of production, but because of how to say, his Soviet ways of economy organization, they just only was care about the amounts but not the quality. So they crop like that, the big crops like 5-7 leaves instead of 1 or 2, and also use very rough technology like Indian technology of manufacturing, very huge rollers, and the quality of tea actually was pretty low. And Well, I can say that the people there, after the Soviet Union crash and Georgia became independent, they mostly was not like to do something with tea because it was not very profitable for them. It was only ordered for other regions of Soviet Empire, and they just kind of, oh, let's don't do tea, let's do some fruits and something else. And this is why there was a very long period, maybe around 20 years, then Georgian tea was not present on the market. And only now, in last decade, maybe more and more farmers start doing some good tea. They use Chinese machinery instead of Indian machinery, and they bring good technology to Georgia. And now, yeah, there's a dozen of farmers and even some like mid-range factories which really produce good quality green, black tea, something else. And we also experiment on our factory. This year we made green tea, black, white, and also Gaba experiments, something like. If you like this one, we actually have Georgian wild in our assortment. For my personal taste, maybe this one even, that one even a little bit better, because that one was made in May, so it's like a very first harvest. Yeah, you can this one.
How's it called?
It's a black tea. It's like regular. We call it red tea because actually it was made under the guidelines of Chinese processing. So how it's made. There was a type called Tanyang Gunfu. It's a Fujian cultivar, Fujian kind of tea, and Chinese tea. And I have a special technology book in Chinese, which we translate a little bit and use it for our Georgian factory. So, but actually with black tea production, not very difficult technology. You just grab the fresh leaves. After that, you make leathering. After that, you make rolling of the leaves. After that, you put it in special wooden boxes for fermentation, around 8 hours, it depends. And after that, you just dry it. That's it. But the most difficult thing is how long and how strong to roll, for example, or how long you make withering of the leaves, or how much leaves you put in a roller, and how long you ferment, and on which temperature. Do you add some temperature or not add? So those are some tricks around this, and each technologist, each tea farmer have his own way. You see how the mood slowly opens up. I all the time like this feeling, like in the very beginning, and you see like very concentrated, especially don't push on you just, oh, be awakened. You will be awakened, no worries. it will come, it will come, yeah. Because it's, I all the time like to, because I'm making the videos from, and I have actually all the videos from last events on my channel, just for those who want to remind the feeling. And you can watch it from very beginning how the people was like silent and asking us questions. In the end, it like a chaos. Anyone talk and speak, and we just all smiling and joking about. So it's actually how the tea works. And also, yeah, of course, I write down the names. So this one, anyone tried? Yes, I just switched to next because. But if someone want more of this, oh, it's okay. Yes, I will switch.
Are you still writing everything down?
What?
Are you still writing everything
Yeah,
down?
yes, still writing, of course. No, actually in Berlin we tried 16 types day before yesterday. So today I want to like break the record because at least 20 they must try. So because actually events like this, I all the time like to share something special and also to like maybe to level up a little in tea knowledge for anyone, even for me sometime, you know. And we just try something new and you find some new interesting teas. So the next one will be also very special tea. It's called Lao Maojian, 2005 Club Cha. Club Cha actually It's old, one of the first Moscow tea houses, and we have a collection of aged green teas and aged yellow teas and some others. And this is like also from our collection from there. And this is aged green tea, which is pretty rare because you know, like green tea like must be like fresh and new, and it must be not how to say, aged. White green tea must be aged, so it's like strange sounding. But actually we found that with the age, the same like with Sheng Puer or with some other teas which we already like know how to age, it also can be aged, and you will see very interesting feeling when you just try it, because it's not as a green tea, it's not as something else, but it's something really special. So I will try this one. This is actually very high level green tea, only the buds. It's very it's called Maojian. Maojian, it means like hairy pigs. Thank you. Perfect. Jian is like a pig, like this. But it's not Mao, but it's also a pig. It's actually from Papua New Guinea. It's my tea knife for poor tea. Actually, first I discovered with aged green tea in Taiwan, because one collector presented me. Oh, Sergey, please have a look. This is a green tea from 60s. You know, I said, what? It's like old tea. You can drink it. You can also smell it. And I tried it for the first time, and I was very surprised by the taste. It almost like a little bit reminds me aged Sheng Puer, aged Oolong. So actually, green tea also can be aged, but just it needs more time. It needs not like 10 years like Sheng Puer, but maybe more than 20, 25. So this tea is also still kind of on the way to aged tea, but still already 13 years. It's not very intense taste, but it's very special, and it's already have a little bit of what Chinese called Chen Wei. It means like the tea of the taste of age, like aged taste. So if you have some old green tea, never throw it away. Keep it for 20 years or 30 years and it will be done. It's very good, opens, then you make a boiling, boiling of tea in glass pot. If you prepare it in this method, it opens up even better than in regular Gunfucha brewing. There is no this kind of a green, freshy taste at all, because it's already like really old green tea. But there is something else which I really like. But it can be also personal, because some people search for different aroma and tastes in different teas, and some people just try it. Oh yeah, it's like I don't understand it, and that's also okay, because all the variety of teas we can see it's not for anyone. It's just something which you can like or dislike, and it's okay. Thank you. Is anyone tried? One more or next one? This one more? Okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's Lao Maojian of 2005. So actually, if we're thinking in terms like the green tea must be fresh, this tea really 18 years old. So it's 18. So it means that yeah, it's absolutely not fresh green tea. But still it have all the effects, and also pretty interesting taste. Not of course the taste of green tea already, but something special for my personal feeling. So if the material of tea is good, you can store it for as long as you like, but it will just change. It not will be spoiled by aging.
What is your all-time favorite specialty?
Maybe most favorite is aged Taiwanese Oolong. We will maybe even try today one of those. From around 25-35 years old, and it's roasted regularly with a good collectors, they roast it each 2, 3, 5 years, depends on the tea. But it's very interesting. Actually, this kind of teas, like aged green teas, also can be a little bit not roasted, but baked. Few years later, we store it, bake a little. After that, store again for a few years. After that, again bake a little. In this case, you can develop a really interesting taste. I'll write down. Bake, yeah, bake. It's kind of, you know, it's yeah, it's then you the technology. Can you please? There is my book. I will just show. It's easy to just to show it. We have here the processing of rock teas or Wuishan Oolong teas. Okay, it's in Chinese. It's called Hunbei, hot drying, warming up, baking. So it's differently can be called in English. So you see these bamboo baskets. In the middle of this bamboo basket, there is a like a metal net, or also a kind of net from small bamboo, like cut it. But still, there you put the leaves, the tea, on this, and after that you have this like a cement hole. On the bottom, you put a little bit of charcoal, like mostly they use fruit trees charcoal, and after that cover it the small layer, but how much layer, how big the layer is also can be different, depends on depending on the technology of the ash. Also ash from the same kind of charcoal, and you use this for maybe 8 hours or something, kind of baking. And this is a most complicated process for regularly for oolongs, but only for yancha, for Wuishan oolongs. Also similar technology for Guangdong oolongs, but also for aged teas and some white teas, aged white teas, you also use this kind of technology. Why? When the tea just to store for long, it can also a little bit not mold, but it's a not very attractive smell. But through this kind of baking, you open up the taste. You can even use it at home. Maybe later on we bring some electric small ones. You can use it like at home for just put a little bit of tea on it and just warm it a little. And after that, the tea completely have completely different taste. You can have a look if you like in the book. Yeah, so there's some aged tea, but it's all very, how to say, experimental, because each master, each collector has his own view on it, how to do it properly and how long and how often and so on. So it's all like kind of a game.
Whatever notes make a good tea, like the bitterness or the acidicness, or
It's my personal, but I can say that maybe dried fruits. I like aged teas or fermented teas, mostly prefer. But in lighter teas, like maybe lighter oolongs or green teas or Sheng Puer, you can find aromas like more like fresh grass or like green tea, Japanese teas, for example, or some even bakery sometimes, or something like that. But I do prefer like balsamic notes, maybe some dried fruits, maybe even a little bit of bitterness, but delicate bitterness like nutty notes, you know. So it's very complicated wheel of taste, how we can call for tea. It's even more diverse than for any other product from my personal experience, because yeah, you can find so many associations. But for me, it's a way different to talk about these associations, because I don't drink alcohol and I don't drink anything else, and I not take too much intense taste food. And for this is why I all the time compare tea only with tea. It's someone, oh, what notes you see in this tea? Yeah, I see the notes of that tea, or for example, this tea just remind me a little bit of Sheng Puer tea and a little bit of maybe green tea also, because it's green, and also like a little bit maybe for me it's like apple jam aftertaste, but it's also very personal. Maybe you don't feel this. Yeah. And here's also flowers actually in Gundao Bay, and this is very interesting because for many years a lot of even tea professionals, you can ask most of the tea professionals say green tea after 2 years don't drink it, but here we just found that it's okay, 18 years. And
Japanese prolong it with rice, right?
yeah, but it's also a different variety. It's Genmai-cha. They add some rice, but also in China present similar recipes. But regular it's kind of blends also. You will just take some tea and flowers, but not like it's often can be found in Europe. Then you just how to say, you just take artificial aromatizers and add to tea, and this spoil anything. But natural aromatization also present. It's very good. We, for example, use it in our tea herbal bricks. And these bricks actually you can easily just break small piece and add some black tea, for example, and you have aromatized black tea, natural. Yeah, so this is an easy way. You have some questions? Yeah. Temperature of water. Yeah. Actually, for most of teas, I do recommend 100 degrees. Yeah, when I pour it. But for selected types, like for green tea, for example, very delicate greens, maybe it's recommended about 85. You have less rough taste, it will be more delicate, more sweet, and you will not spoil the leaf. But I know some masters who can brew actually this tea also with 100 degrees water, and it's okay. Even me do some. I just because, for example, then I'm on the market in China and I only have a glass and a thermos of hot water. I don't have time to let me cool it down first. No, I just can drink it instantly like that. So of course, while you're developing the taste and you have the possibility to make it cool it a little down, it's good. It's good. Yeah. First you boil it, definitely. You don't need to just not let it go. No. It's better to boil it to 100, and after that a little bit cool down. Yeah, because boiled water must be boiled to open up taste better. The next tea we now try. This is tea from Thailand, and it's aged oolong. We don't have this one in collection. We have similar ones, but this one is aged oolong from my Salong village in Thailand. I also write it down. It's not very old. It's around maybe 6-7 years of aging. If you like this taste, we have the Chiang Mai Gaba and also Gui Fei Oolong. It's not this, it's from my personal, but Gui Fei actually very similar to this, what we have. You will have dried fruits and nutty notes in any tea. Yeah. I think that this one is also a Gui Fei, but because the farmer who presented me this sample, he didn't mention the type, but I believe it's also Gui Fei Oolong, but a little bit aged. No, actually I have Gui Fei here, so maybe we just brew it just for compassion. More of this tea or next? How do you think? Yeah, I like it. Okay, so let's move. Okay, we do for you. Easy.
Oh, we have more here.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, perfect. The next tea, that will be, while you like oolongs, it will be Chiang Mai Gui Fei. Just also similar to this, we just compare because actually it's from the same region. But this one is not aged, and this is from our collection. We have it in assortment, if you like. Yeah. Chiang Mai, it's a name of a region in Thailand. Actually, it's one of the most beautiful cities in northern Thailand, and it's also kind of a culture capital of northern Thailand because there's a lot of musicians and artists there living, and in Chiang Mai itself there is no tea all the tea on the northern villages. For example, our factory located in village Ban Lao in Mai Tan district, but most of the tea production in Mai Salong village and around Mai Salong village located. And the history of this place, then people from China, after the revolution in China in 1949, they came there and they first established settlements. Before there also was some of Chinese settlements, but not too much. And first they was involved in not in tea at all. It was a part of a golden triangle. They grow opium and something else. The king of Thailand, he was a little bit not happy with the idea that they grow so much opium there, and they just say, okay, maybe you switch to something else. If they switch it to the tea, because they have a good connection with Taiwan. So Taiwanese farmers, they advise them, let's grow tea here, let's grow oolong here. And so most of tea from Thailand, even now, are exported to Taiwan. So the next one, this called Chiang Mai Gui Fei. Chiang Mai Gui Fei. We have two teas with similar name. One is Chiang Mai Gaba Oolong and one is Chiang Mai Gui Fei. So you can even take a photo if you like. But this one we have. And what you prefer the most? The last one or this one? Last one. This one. Aha, I see. That's good. How do you find it? Better than other one or different? Different. This is just.
After every tea, the cup smells very sweet.
Yeah.
When the tea is not sweet at all.
Yeah.
Why is it so? Is it oxidation or?
It's I believe the oils, yeah, essential oils of tea, because it contains a lot, and they have this smell, especially on the surface of cup and Wundao Bay. You feel it. And this is why the Taiwanese use often this Weixian Bay, the two cups. You see one like a cylinder cup and one smaller cup. And cylinder cup especially for the aroma. And so this kind of enjoying the aroma and also part of a ceremony. So you also enjoy not only the taste of tea, but aroma. In some people, they even do it on the same level, like so it's the same valuable, the aroma and the taste. So the next tea, what will be the next? Some pretty rare tea. They don't have it now, but hopefully we will do. This is a experimental Gaba tea from last year from Georgia, and hopefully we will do some similar maybe this year or maybe beginning of next year, so we can try. This one is one of my also favorite. So this is experimental Georgian Red Gaba Tea. Yeah, and this one is pretty special. They made it before only 2 kilos, so it's like super exclusive. And it was not on sale also. It was only for degustation.
Lucky us.
Yeah, but this is why most of the tea we drink now, it's like that. Something. It's very special. And I do believe that we will develop even better technology next year. Actually, the technology, because it was fermented kind of fake vacuum, because there was no vacuum machine for that time. We have only like a big glass bowls, but we just find a way how to move out air from there. Very DIY technology, but still it's possible. But next year we bring a Taiwanese big machine, and I think they will do it even better.
How many teas have you tasted so far?
Already it's number. No. Japanese green Gaba, Gaba Dali, Georgian red, Lao Maojian, Thai-aged. It's number 7. Yeah, I also like it because it's pretty tender. Why? Because in Georgia, where it's one of the most northern territory with big tea plantations, and there you can find really like local cultivars, which was specially developed in there, but also there's not so like intense taste of Georgian teas, but mostly it's very light most of the time. You can do it more stronger if you just overbrew it, but regularly it's more lighter, more delicate aroma and taste of the tea. And so yeah, I just find out that this is what I like in Georgian teas, is their specialty.
Compared to the other Georgian tea we had, this is more acidic.
Yeah, maybe yes. Also, maybe because we keep it for a little bit longer in this anaerobic place during fermentation, and this is why maybe a little bit more of GABA. So the next tea will be let it be Gaba Shu Cha. Has anyone tried it before here? Not perfect, because it's also from our assortment. It's called like that, Gaba Shu Cha, Gaba Shu Puer actually. You tried, yeah? Yes.
Gaba, is it the plant itself or is it
No. It's just a technology. So you can ferment tea and special conditions, and this help increase the amount of GABA in it. So this is why there are so many teas with GABA, and this one kind of, we like these teas. This is why we have pretty wide assortment of GABA teas. Yeah, but this one, Gaba Shu Cha, is experimental GABA, which is not so common. Also, it was kind of our discovery. Then we just asked the technology guy, let's do some Gaba Shu Cha. With all Sheng Puer tea, I do recommend definitely you need to flush it. For some teas I not flush, but it's not my personal habit. Don't follow this tradition. It's better to flush any tea, but Sheng Puer you need to flush anyway. Yeah, so
Flush because of the dust.
yeah, the dust, and also after you only once visit a tea factory somewhere there in Manahai region, you will start flush all teas. Yes, it's
Cigarettes, hair.
yeah, it's sometimes happen. Oh, I'm already drunk. I start opening next tea. I didn't even make this one.
But does it make the taste better?
What? Yeah, all puers really recommend. Even Sheng Puer, Sheng Puer, it's better. And also any compressed tea, because it's help to open up it a little. It's not intense. First brew not intense. And also all like roller teas, like oolongs also. So actually any tea, but some teas you can drink first brew if you like, but it's recommendable to flush first brew. It's actually one of my favorite Sheng Puers because it's also pretty sweet, not rough at all. Where's someone who don't know what is Sheng Puer is? Anyone know? You don't know? Okay. I just take my book again. The Sheng Puer, it's how we can call it, post-fermented tea. The fermentation is very. Oh, thank you very much. Awesome. I will give you the page with the technology explanation. Yeah. So how a Sheng Puer made? Actually, it's made from raw puer, from Sheng Puer. So from very beginning, it's you just wither after the harvesting of the tea. You just wither the leaves. Regularly, they just put some bamboo trays or bamboo sheets outside. After that, they do roasting. Yes, so fast frying, kind of. It makes in this rotating boiler or in wok, depending on the technology. It can be manually or machine made. After that, they roll the leaves, not so long, from 15 to 30 minutes, depends of possibilities. Also, you can roll by hand or by machine. By hand, most expensive teas are made by hand. After that, the drying under the sun under the shade. And after that, you check the quality, and this is like bunching bean or semi-product or Sheng Puer. Actually, Sheng Puer is also not a semi-product; it's already made product. But the Shu Puer made from the Sheng Puer. So first you made the Sheng, and after that you put all the Sheng Puer in big piles, like here. Or also, there's no photo like that here, but also it can be put in big baskets, bamboo baskets, also type of fermentation. And you put a lot of water in it. And you ferment it on the degrees around 50 to 60 degrees, something. And for almost 2 months sometimes, or 40 days. So it depends of the master of the technology. Even up to 90 days, some Shu Puer can be fermented. And after that, the piles they are like mix it again and dry naturally without any machine. So this is how Shu Puer made. So this is the technology. You can have a look. Pretty interesting. Ooh, at home, you think that if you just take Sheng Puer and try to make a kind of Shu Puer at home, I think it's possible. I know even some guys who tried. You can try. You can buy like a cheapest puer and put it in some bamboo basket and cover it and put some water. But just need to be sure that there is some temperature, but not temperature of actually rotting or like or like. So you can easily spoil the tea like that. So it must be controlled by a professional, or you need to become a professional through destroying the few baskets of material first, while you slowly understand. Oh yeah, now it's okay. Now it's ready. Yeah, of course. Actually, white teas, any puers, oolongs, is most fitting teas for aging. Also Heicha, of course. But actually the green tea, red tea also can be aged just because of final fixation process. For this tea, a little bit you need more time just to develop the taste, and it's also very personal. It depends. It's very personal taste.
Fermentation is with bacteria and
It's kind of natural bacteria. Yeah, there.
so it's already contained in.
Yeah. You don't need to add anything. It just naturally open up.
But for some teas you do, right?
What
You
add?
do add some.
No, we don't add. But with Heicha, there is some kind of fungus. Yeah, this is Euritum cristatum, it's called in English, and this fungus, it's especially lives in the fermentation places actually. So you even don't need to add it sometime.
So in the bamboo baskets.
Yeah, even.
That one is very delicate. Not a lot of fish smell.
Yeah. This is why I like it. Also, it's a little bit aged. This is why we just see the different tastes. It was made 2 years ago, and after 2-3 more years, it will be even better.
It doesn't look like we'll be sleeping today.
No, it's okay. This is why we do it during the daytime, because, for example, sometimes I do ceremonies like in evening time, and this can really affect your sleep. But today, just after the session, you can take some food, drink some water, a good amount, have a walk around for a couple of hours, maybe 10. And after that, you can go to bed. Yeah, it was funny. Actually, in Berlin, when they made a session with 16 teas, all evening till midnight, even maybe later, we just take all these scooters, because it's illegal here, but in Germany it's a lot of all these companies renting electro scooter, so you can just. So the next tea. Let it be something special this time. I have a funny sample. Actually, it's from one Chinese company, and they call it like yellow organic something. Let it be yellow organic tea. I don't believe it's yellow, but I do believe it's organic. Let us try. It's a sample, we don't have it in stock, but maybe later we bring some, because it's a sample from even a year before this year, so it's almost 2 years. It's a tea number 9, but we only spent 1 hour, so we have good potential for for breaking the record.
That one is really nice.
Oh, thank you.
Very light.
The smell is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will increase maybe till the winter, not the double, but at least more 30-40 types of tea will be present here. We're now just choosing the collection. Maybe include something like this too. Because actually, this one, this is just a sample. We don't have it here yet. It's called organic yellow tea from Yunnan. But hopefully, maybe next year I will also work with this company. But because during COVID is not possible travel to China, which is why we mostly bring tea from Georgia, Thailand, Japan, and China also, but only from the trusted vendors, and but regularly, because I do choose the tea on plantations and just directly try it, pack it immediately and send. I never just buy something online, whatever. So this is why the current situation for me was pretty difficult, but because we have some trusted vendors, it's still pretty big amount of those. So we have Chinese tea also, but it will be possible in amounts only after they open up totally.
And you said this is yellow tea?
Yeah.
What makes it different from green?
The difference from the green, there's a kind of stewing, I do believe. It's kind of tamlenia, yes, stewing, yes, stewing of the leaves. Then you made kind of very the same as I show you the baking, the warming up, but on lower temperature, sometimes even longer time. And they do this kind of stewing, and so it's little bit more fermented than green tea. Actually, if we talk about fermentation, we know the white tea, and maybe some people think that the white tea is less fermented than green, but it's not like that. The less fermented tea is green, it's not fermented at all. And after that we see white tea, and because it was not, the white tea you made very easy. You just grab the leaves, put it for 3 days in shade, and it's ready. You don't need to make any temperature, heating, whatever, and rolling, whatever, just dry the leaves. And the green tea you still need to roast and to dry after that, and to roll, and so you need some technology. And this is why the white tea is not fixated, so this is why it can be fermented after storage for not very long time. It's pretty quick nature of fermentation. This is why it can be aged. And with the yellow tea, it's something in between, for my personal feeling, between maybe yellow and lighter oolong tea. So it's like the green and lighter yellow, lighter oolong tea. So, but there are also some varieties of yellow teas, like Jinshan Jane tea, or some tea from Hunan Province, or so. But now what we can say that more and more yellow types became green, because it's difficult, complicated technology, and not so many people understand that. and some yellow teas already disappear because of this. The next tea will be, it's actually funny how I found it. It's one small tea shop in Switzerland. And there's one Taiwanese lady. I just asked, what's the best aged tea you have? I didn't even try it yet, but she provided me, this is Mao Xie Oolong from 1993, she said. I don't know, is it true or not, but the aroma is pretty good, so we will try. It's from one Taiwanese lady collection. Yeah, the aroma is pretty nice. Actually, was 150 euros something. So if someone say that we sell expensive tea, I say no. Welcome to Switzerland. I just buy for, because it's a friend of my friend, and she just say that she have something really special. I don't know. We just try it today together. I don't try it yet. I waited for a special occasion. This is it, yeah. But actually, yeah, because if it's like really good aged tea, it can cost even more. Sometimes they sell like a tea cake for $20,000, $50,000 or whatever, even more. Like last year was an auction in Hong Kong. This is the first brew I don't flush. It's too expensive. I keep it. Yeah, and they sold a lot of old tea from the. Oh, actually, it's very good smell. Wow. Yeah, Lao Maojian. Maojian is the name of Oolong. 1993. It's a Fujian Anxi province cultivar. Mao Xie, Xie is a crab in Chinese, and Mao it's like a hairy crab, so it can be translated as a hairy crab. It's a very similar to Tieguanyin tea, but this one is good. I just see that all the leaves open up fastly. It means that if it's aged and it's not a fake aged, like we roast it specially, and it's like still stay after you brew it like rolled, not open ups. This tea open ups immediately, so it means that it's really good. Yeah, maybe of course the lady sell it like if it was a 50 grams, so yeah, 100 grams for 300 euro, yeah. 3,000 euro kilo.
It has
Yeah.
a very smoky.
Yeah, but it's good one. Yeah, it's actually a good one. I do believe that she promised me that you will love it. I say okay. No worries. I believe you, because I hurry up. I didn't have time to try it before, but yeah, I like that. It's good. Hopefully later this year, around October, we will have a collection of similar teas like this. It's also aged teas from Taiwan, aged oolongs. Yeah, the aroma is wonderful. Especially you will smell the empty Gundao Bay. It's some. Yeah. Also oily taste. Where are ladies? They lost so good tea. They missed the special one. Yes. And then I need. I will give you one Gundao Bay also to try some good tea. Yes. You need not to lose this sentence. Yeah. This is a tea from 1993. Yeah. I take it from one Taiwanese lady she lives in Switzerland, and she sell it for 150 euro for 50 grams. Yeah. Yeah, but actually because it's aged and it's rare, and it's like only she have it actually. Because with all aged teas, it's a very personal thing. If you buy something like 20 years ago, it's difficult to have the same tea somewhere else, because the storage type and the temperature and the type of tea, it's all different. Even if you take the same tea and you put one here and one in, for example, in Greece or in America, it can be completely different taste because of a humidity, because of a room temperature. Even with puer storaging, we have some topics like some big brands like Moychay Tea Factory, for example. You buy the tea and you store it in Kunming, Hunan Province, or you store it in Guangzhou City, or you store it, for example, in Europe. It will be 3 different tastes. We still keep similar, but they will differ a lot, only because of humidity and temperature. Actually, if you store it at home, if you talk about puer, for example, I have 2 rooms especially for puer, and you need to keep the humidity around 60, and you need to keep it ventilating, and room temperature around 25, and no any other smells. So it must be not a kitchen, for example, or something like that. So, yeah. If it's in box, puer you don't need to store in box. You can just store it as it is, like in. Yeah, we can take this.
Glazed?
Yeah, it's glazed, and after that it's hand painted.
What's the meaning of this symbols?
The characters is just an ornament, and it's from Nikolai Kazhayan. You see this very small miniature. It's one of the first of his works, and it's very good. Oh, and it's very cheap.
It's Moychay.
Yeah, it's Moychay. Yeah, only 85. One, actually, let it be this kind of price. Yeah, but actually now we sell it for 150 all of his works. But let it be this. Yeah. This one yeah, we have a special filter, professional one. Yeah. Not osmose, but
It's the same.
also him. Yeah. I'm not 100% sure, but yes, there's a few minerals and like 4 of these, but it's professional filter. Yeah. I brought especially from Russia actually before, because here I didn't found it, or it cost like 3,000 euros or something, or it was nothing. Like, so I just found something 10 times cheaper, but the same. Of course. Actually, for the tea, it's better to use bottled water or even spring water if you have a good spring. But you need to compare, because sometimes the springs also not fits, and also sometimes you can. So it really depends. But for like a normal average water, you can only take for a filter, because you're just sure it will be like that. It will be not super nice, but it will not be like bad. It's impossible to make it bad. It will be like normalize it. But for water, there's a big research. We're still going. When you can just kind of how to say, you can keep it. You can take distilled water and add some minerals in it, like magnesium, like sodium, and something like. And in this case, you can control. You can even make your special water for special type of teas, like coffee drinkers. They have it, because for example, the coffee competition. Imagine they do like coffee competition in Italy, and the baristas from Australia, Canada, I know, Argentina, like from Finland, they all came to Italy, and they all have very different water. Even if they use the same beans, it still be a different water. And if they just arrive in Italy and they, for example, before they just make some tryouts at home and on the cafe, they have different results. And how to make it similar all around the world? Just take distilled water and take certain amount of these minerals, mix it with water, and you have a water which really perfectly fits some type of coffee. And also the same with tea. Now we're developing the same with tea, and the same kind of maybe later on maybe we'll sell it. It's also not very expensive because it's cheap components. We just need to measure the amount, which is the most important thing. And this the amount will be secret, but the content, of course, is nothing special. and you can just buy or like 20 liters of distilled water, put 10 grams of this powder, mix it up, and you have perfect water for tea. I will give you a pot. You can smell the leaves itself. It's pretty good aroma. And I slowly brew the next one. So the next tea is Sheng Puer, a raw puer, but it's our own production tea cake, which was made in 2014, but the material is from 2011. So it's already 11 years old material, and 8 years ago we pressed it. So it's my own home storage, and you can easily see how the tastes can be changed during the storage just at home, you know. So it's our own tea cake, and it was fresh when the press it. It was not fresh, but it was only 3 years. Even the paper a little bit became dark. And it was stored just at home. In my room of storage, we also like to keep the humidity around 60. I have these big 19 liters bottles, and I just cut the top and just fill it and leave it naturally. And yeah, and you just refill it each 3, 4, 5 months, and after that it's ready. We call it Sheng Puer. Actually, it's from Jinggu region of China. And you see, it's still pretty light, so it's not very dark yet. But it's already, the material is 11 years old. So.
But it also matters how humid the storage is.
Yes. If the less humidity you have, the lower, slower aging you get.
So 60% is on the lower side.
It's average. It's maybe the worst is 30 something acceptable, but the lowest maybe 50 something, and the highest I do believe that 75 something.
If the humidity is high, then will it like get fermented?
Yeah, it can be. It's too high. You can over ferment it, or like it can be also spoil it by somehow. So it's.
So it has that freshness of Sheng, but also not bitter yet because of the age.
Yeah. It's like I like to say it's like in the middle of its way to be really aged Sheng. Yeah. So.
Do you still find time to drink tea for enjoyment and not just for
Yeah. Mostly when I travel and on the way, and some friends, and even actually I enjoy the tea even if I just trying it for work, because without passion it's impossible to do, you know. It's just you will be tired after that. You just I don't want it. I had some feeling, you know, maybe around 2018, around, I tired of China, I tired of these old travelings, and after that COVID happens. And now I so miss these travels and all these tea plantations, and actually the but one of the how to say most important reason why we started in Georgia and Thailand, because COVID. And we had these plans before, but now we just focus on it.
Is there still something on your wish list where you haven't been to try?
Maybe actually Japan, because I never went to Japan. It's strange to say, but I have some friends there, and I have even my good friend. She lives in Tokyo, and she helps me with harvesting and whatever. And also I know some farmers through the net, and of course Japan, of course some regions in China, because actually even in my book we can say that there's almost 1,000 of counties then where you can find the tea in China, and I only visit maybe 200 something, 300, so it's only like 20-30% of the places where you can find the tea. And imagine I spent 10 years for that 20%. So it's still a lot of place to develop. Yeah. A lot of places to go there. And actually, you can spend all your life or a few lives for researching tea. This is why, for example, why I like to talk to some people with similar experience, because I know that their experience is different from mine. It's not better or worse, they're just different. And it's only the time and and the activity you spend. For example, if you just arrive and spend like 3 months in one place, you will discover 10 types. But if you spend the same 3 months in like 10 provinces, you find 100 types or 200 types of teas you like. So it's just difficult to find a good market for this, because for me it was the most difficult decision when I just traveled too much, and I all the time find very interesting teas. And once I had like 700 types in the assortment, and it was so difficult to even for my team to know all the names. Sergey, what is it? And now when we just have a reducing this amount of types, and for you maybe you say, oh yeah, it's a big assortment, but for me it's like no assortment at all, and I really want to bring in much more. So yeah, it's pretty funny.
So it turns out there's Thailand tea, which I didn't know about.
Yeah.
Is there such thing as Korean tea?
Yeah, also Korean tea. They have a pretty good culture, mostly focused on green tea in Korea, but actually, how to say, I tried a few teas from Korea, but also not developed yet. Maybe I need some time to go there. But I do believe if I spend the rest of my life only on China, Thailand, Taiwan, Japan, it will be enough. Really, because it's just I need to focus. Maybe for just the interest, of course, I'm interested to visit Kenya and look for varieties, and also of course we do some projects in Georgia, and but if in Georgia and Kenya, because it's not it's not a source of knowledge about tea, they just taking something from China, India, some more historical tea places. Actually, even India is not a historical tea place at all. It just started 200 years ago, even less. And so if you talk about real tea place, of course it's China. It's China, and anything we have now on the planet, not anything, but most of, if you talk about tea, anything came from China, but not only about tea. Yeah. And of course, Japan. They have a pretty different culture, which have still Chinese roots, but because of 300 years its own history, the Japan have really unique technologies and so on, and unique types, of course. Yeah. So, what's next? Maybe we do some break for around 10-15 minutes, and we will continue for those who want.